Today on episode number 35 of The Relaxed Male, we're going to be talking about the first pillar of the four pillars to be a relaxed male. And that is man's body. Why is it important? What aspects about it are needed to be known so that you can actually take care of this pillar and make sure that it is strong and solid. We're going to be talking about that in detail, but also we have our question of the week. Hello and welcome to Relaxed Male, podcast that helps men change their relationship with themselves. I am your host, Brian, and I am a men's life and mindset coach who is here to help you understand that you don't have to suffer at your own expense. You can live your dream, and I encourage you to set, then pursue your goals. So join me as I change the mindset and attitudes of men so that they can be the leaders of their families and their destinies. Hey man, hello and welcome to Relaxed Male. All right, so a lot has been going on. We're going to be talking about our four pillars this week. It's the first of a 4-part series about why the different pillars that I've chosen are important. But before we get into that, I wanted to just real quick I'm going to start trying to mention more about the different services that I actually provide. We were getting more and more visitors and listeners to the show, and just wanted to let them know what it is that I actually do. And the thing I want to talk about today, real quick, is the Conclave of Men. This is a men's group, a mastermind group, if you will, that helps men to be able to get to a level that they never before thought was actually possible. If you are wanting to try to start a business, you can find ways of being able to start that business. The men in our group are all together and designed to help each other out. It's not so much as a group coaching where I'm coaching a group of people. It is more of where everybody has a say and has a means to be able to lift each other up. And that's one of the powers, wonderful powers of being in a mastermind. And if you are interested in doing so, you can actually go over to relaxedmale.com/conclave of men, and you'll be able to read about it. And if you want to sign up, you can do so there. And so with that little spot out of the way, let's go ahead and let's get over to our question of the week. And our question of the week is from Cora. Didn't have anybody actually mail one in. If you are interested in actually asking a question for me to answer, you can do so by sending an email over to Brian with a Y at relaxedmale.com. Or you can go to relaxedmale.com/contact and fill out the form and ask your question there. And if you check let me post this talk about this on the podcast, I will be more than happy to share it out and respond to your question that way. Today's question is it better to reward good value or punish bad behavior during parenting? And this is was asked by Vishnev. It's a whole bunch of alphabet letters. So it's kind of someone took a bunch of letters and scrambled them together and threw them out. Sorry, dude, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but anyhow, so I was a tyrannical parent. Ask my son, Jaden. I was under the guise and thoughts that you had to parent a child from when they're born to when they were considered an adult, and not really actually the case. So I've made a lot of changes, a lot of differentiations differences between my son and my daughter. And so I've been able to learn quite a few things from reading and taking some parenting courses and things like that. And what I have discovered is that all in all, kids themselves actually want to know that they can make an impact in their world, and who is a part of their world, but us parents. So a lot of times they realize that the attention that they get shows that, hey, they can make an impact. They make a difference in their world. So now as parents, we like to, not that we like to, but we often respond to inconveniences. Our kid gets in trouble. Oh, you're pulling me away from, the work I'm having to do. You're pulling me away from the television show I'm trying to watch. You're distracting for this. I'm trying to get supper done, and we've got someone writing on the baby with a permanent marker. You've got all these weird things that happen, things that just drive parents absolutely bonkers. And so a lot of times we react solely to the bad instead of reacting to the good, because the good, we're able to be comfortable. We're able to think about our own things because the child's behaving themselves. They're not seeing how many golf balls they can flush down a toilet. They're just kind of little creatures that are hanging out in the background, and we don't have to worry about them. But the moment they act up, all of a sudden we disproportionately blow up. So they may have turned the light off, and we're all of a sudden we're turning around and going, "Don't turn the light!" We blow up for just a simple little thing. But that shows kids that if they want to know whether they matter in their world, whether they can make an impact in their own personal world, and teenagers are very much, they are the center of the world is them. They are the center of their own little cosmos. And if they want to see if they can move a mountain, they can by doing something that causes a great reaction from the parents. So in all reality, it is actually better to reward good behavior. If you can sit down and you can recognize when your son is doing something great, if you can recognize when your son was being very generous with his time to his younger siblings, if he is being kind to a lady by opening the door, when they're being kind, being the way you would like for them to be, then do that disproportionate reaction of, "Hey, dude," no, I don't have to embarrass them because of it, but sit in the car and let them know, "Hey, dude, I noticed that you held the door open for the lady. That was amazing. Good job. High five." And, do stuff like that. And granted, kids and teenagers or younger, they're all going to act up. There's something, they're going to do something. They're going to get themselves in trouble. It's just part of nature. It's part of life to screw up and to get into some type of trouble. And when that does, it's actually better if you set them down and you go, "Dude, you don't want to be, this is what happens when you do X, Y, and or Z. If you steal from somebody, this is what happens." And tell them what happens when you steal from a store. Yeah, it may be fun and exciting to see if you can get away with it, but they're gambling that they may end up being put in jail. The shop owner can press charges of theft if they want. That means you've got a record, which if they're wanting to do something really cool, they may not be able to do that really cool thing, because now all of a sudden you've got this record hanging over your head. Also, if they aren't able to make money for the products that they sell, they have to raise prices to compensate for the loss, for the shrinkage. So there's a lot of ramifications for a child to steal. So it's better if you just sit down and calmly talk about it. Now, if there's times that, you may have to, there may be some time that warrants where you may have to do a mental adjustment from a child's butt up to, and move his brains back up to his head. But if that does, let that be the punishment. Don't do that and then ground them and then, do other things, because you're not helping matters any. You're not showing a response to an issue and then move on. And that's real hard for parents to do, because we so often like to throw a downfall back in their face. "Well, I would let you know, why can't I stay the night with my friends?" Well, because last time, whenever I grounded you for 6 weeks because you snuck out, so I'm not letting you stay the night. You can, it may not be the best example, but you kind of get the idea of stop bringing it back in and throwing whatever the shortcoming they had before, stop throwing that back into their faces. So once it's dealt, move on. So anyhow, is it better to reward good value? Absolutely. I would say reward good value, but handle bad behavior proportionately and explain to them, let them know, hey, because these are things that most kids don't ever go through a kid's head. If they are shoplifting, they're thinking, hey, I need this and I don't have the money. And I'm going to see if I can get away with it. And it's kind of exciting to see if you can do something that you're not really supposed to do. And don't tell me that you didn't try to do it, because most kids have walked out with a piece of bubble gum one time or another. So, but anyhow, so now on to the main topic. And the main topic today is the first pillar of being a relaxed male, and it is the man's body. Now, when I say the man's body, at the very heart of everything is health. This is the category of health. And when we're talking about the category of health, you might be wondering, well, why is this an important thing? And the health, believe it or not, isn't just a means of making sure that you're healthy and stuff, though that is a perk to it. But there are a lot of different effects to your body that you have whenever you're actually taking care of your body, when you're giving your body the needed respect. Because if you look kind of like at me, I'm not skinny, but I'm a bit on the pudgy side. I could definitely stand to lose a good 60 pounds. So in all reality, I've got a gut, and I'm actually going to be losing that. And we're going to be talking about my plan here in a bit. So, but depending on whether you're a beanpole or you're overweight, way we look externally, our health is kind of a bulletin board as to what we think of ourselves. If you're overweight and fat, you're not really thinking that well of yourself. Now, yeah, okay, there's some extemporaneous circumstances like a screwed up thyroid that may cause you to gain weight. But that's not the case all that often, dude. If you're overweight and you can't say that it's, I've got a bad thyroid when you're downing 2 cheeseburgers and a 20-piece nugget. All right. The reason you're fat is because you're stuffing your gob. I know why I'm fat. I'm fat because I sit on my butt all day driving a truck, and I bring snacks with me. Now, I don't bring a lot of snacks. I used to bring a whole crap ton of crap, and that's what ballooned me up to almost 300 pounds. I'm now down to 260. I've still got 60 more pounds I want to get down to. I want to get to about 200 is a good weight for me. Now, they say I'm supposed to be 180. I was 180. I was a beanpole. I was skinny. There was no muscle mass to me. So it would help if I'd like to have about 200 and turn a lot of that 200 into more muscle. And that's going to happen. But if you're flabby, you're out of shape, you're not showing you're showing that you really don't give a whole lot of care for yourself as a whole. If you're skinny and you're just a beanpole, again, now, all right, there's people who have really high metabolisms. And so I knew a guy who the doctor was even prescribing him to eat a 2,500 calorie diet. And the dude was still just, he was rail thin. He could shove food in. He was eating all day and still not. And some people are like that, and other people are like me, where you started out where, yeah, I could eat 2 pizzas and drink, gallons upon gallons of Cokes and still remain at 180 pounds. Didn't gain a pound until, suddenly I said, I do. And the pound started finding me. It doesn't help that my wife is a wonderful cook on top of that. So when it comes to your body, the man's body is his temple, is a good way to describe it. I believe that. And is your temple a grand cathedral, or is it just a just a little humble grotto stuck in the back of somebody's backyard or in their front yard is kind of an afterthought. That choice is completely up to you. You can actually take that little, rundown grotto, bathtub grotto that you to the wonders of you, and turn that completely around to where you're able to be a grand cathedral. You be admired by people. And when you have a better health, you have better thoughts of yourself. And so your health provides a lot of the benefit. When we abuse our bodies, we do damage to ourselves. Maybe we drink a 6-pack of beer every night before we go to bed. Maybe we drink even more than that. So maybe it's not beer. Maybe it's you drink a quarter bottle of Jack Daniels or even a whole bottle of Jack Daniels. I mean, there's a lot of different issues that would come about. And we use a lot of those types of drugs like alcohol or even pot a lot of times as a means to deaden the feelings that we don't want to have in our bodies. But if we can get ourselves to actually love our bodies more, we become more accepting to our shortcomings, and we become to love ourselves as a person even more. And so a good place to start is just start with your body. If you have a hard time, the second greatest commandment, according to the Bible, is love thy neighbor as thyself. It's not that's not the golden rule, which is to do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Don't treat people as you want to be treated, but to love other people as you love yourself. So you have to love yourself to be able to love other people. And so, as I mentioned in episode number 33 of Relaxed Mel, where the 4 pillars are mind, body, soul, and community, to be able to love your community, you have to love yourself. So all these different pillars support each other. If you want to have a positive mind, again, you can look over to how you're treating yourself to help your mind. And we're going to be talking a bit here down the road about some of the benefits of exercise and being healthy and how that helps your mind. It also provides an outlet for your creativity. And so let's go ahead and let's dive into it. So why is your health so important? First off, it gives you a better life. As a whole, successful people exercise. They take care of themselves. They eat right. They sleep the needed hours of sleep that they're needing. They make sure that they're not putting a whole bunch of junk into their body. Yeah, there's some that are known to abuse themselves a little bit. The original owner and creator of Southwest, Herb, I can't think of his last name, but anyhow, he was known as a chain smoker. And when he walked, there was just this cloud of cigarette smoke. Incredibly successful. But yes, he didn't take very good care of his body because he was a serious chain smoker. He was known for the cloud of smoke around him. But your life as a whole gets better when you take care of yourself. The benefits of being able to get out and walk, to lift weights, to throw around a heavy rock in the backyard, to go hunting, and fishing and things like that. Not only does it, I've spoke about it in the blog several times, getting outdoors is one of the best benefits of improving your health, because one, you get in fresh air. The air inside of our house is actually way more polluted than the air outdoors. Yeah, you hear people talk about how polluted, the big cities are. Well, you look at how polluted the indoor of your house, the indoors are compared to what the outdoors, especially with our now hermetically sealed houses. Now, my house has got more holes in it than a sieve. North wind blows. We have to shove sheets and stuff in our doors just to kind of keep the wind down. And so we don't have to worry about having a really polluted indoors here in our house. It's just it's almost like a nice cool cave. But not only do you get fresh air, but when you're exercising, you're getting your blood moving. You're pumping that blood, and it's going through, it's forcing itself through the capillaries. And when it's being forced through the capillaries, it's spreading the capillaries out. So you're improving the blood flow. There's so many benefits to getting outdoors. And because you feel better, your life actually goes better, and your life goes a lot easier. And so one of the biggest benefits is you just get a better life when you exercise and you take care of yourself. Your mind is not crammed with a whole bunch of garbage. You're thinking clearer. You're living longer. You don't have to worry about as many health problems. You approach work in a different attitude because you are used to the discomfort of doing exercises, and you know why doing exercises is a good thing. So you want it, having a healthy body makes your life better. I don't know how many more times I can really say it like that. But another thing that is why health is so important is because you think better. You're getting oxygen to your brain. You're getting all the excess. You're flushing out all the toxins and all the built up carbon dioxide and everything else, and all the cheeseburgers and with the American cheese that's got nothing but chemicals in it that's not good for you. All the things that really clog up your mind and clog up your thinking. Your body is able to process that better, get it flushed out so that it's not cramming up your brain. When you're exercising, so many people talk about they take if they're running or lifting weights or whatever, that's when they're doing a lot of their thinking, because you're just focused in on the present. You're lifting that weight, and because you're taking away all the excess, unneeded, uncalled for brain activity, you're able to relax a lot more. You're thinking just about getting that next foot in front of you. You're thinking about that next rep. You're thinking just about that very activity that you're doing right then and there when you're exercising. And so that causes you to relax. And it's almost kind of like a meditative state. Not quite, but a little bit. And so you're able to think clear. You're able to think in a more logical sense. You're not bogged down by the weird thoughts, of why is level spelt the same frontwards and backwards? Why is palindrome not a palindrome? You're thinking of all the weird things when your brain is just running idle. And when you're doing exercises, your brain is not idle. Believe it or not, your brain is thinking, hey, we're getting that next curl in. All right, we've got another curl to come up. So you're able to think clear. You're able to shut off all the noise that your brain wants to think about, and it just focuses in on what's going on. So you're able to oxygenate your brain better, so that you're able to think better. You're getting all the excess energy burnt up, so that you're able to think. You don't have just random thoughts running through your head. So you're able to think clearer and think better and think more productively. Another reason why health is important is because us as men, we need controlled, violent activities. Now, this is a concept that actually was brought up by Stephen Mansfield. He has a great podcast, by the way, called The Great Man. If you need another podcast to add to your collection, look that up. Stephen Mansfield talks about why men actually need to have controlled, violent activities. And with what he said, and kind of what little I do fully understand about it, best way I've been able to describe it is we have this chemical that runs through our system. It's called testosterone. Maybe you've heard of it. And you may have even noticed that a lot of media has been talking about how men as a whole, our testosterone has been decreasing. And a lot of that is because testosterone really actually has to be burned out of our system. It has to be burnt up. You can't just save for a rainy day. It needs to be used then and there. And that's one of the reasons testosterone is one of the things that causes us men to look like men. We have deep voices. We have big muscles. We have very dense muscles and other types of attributes that apply to being a man. When you have too much testosterone, but your not using it up. You're not burning it off. You're not doing manly things, things like that. It's a case of use it or lose it. If your body's going, oh, dude, we have got way too much testosterone in here, turn the production value down. And so it will turn down the amount of testosterone you have in your body. If you're just sitting around, you're not going to have as much testosterone. But if you go out and you lift heavy weights, you go out and you literally just get a big rock and just toss it. Do physical, strenuous activities, run up and down bleachers in a very aggressive fashion, do burpees or inchworms or whatever it is that you think you need to do and do it in an aggressive way. Yell, scream and grunt and all you need to do. If you're going to jujitsu or taekwondo or karate are all great, Greco-Roman wrestling, all these things that are very physically challenged that pit you against somebody else are great ways of being able to burn up that testosterone. You get that testosterone burnt out of your system. You allows you to build up, denser muscles, and you're able to, because you don't have that, you're able to have a lot less problems, because if you'll notice, a lot of guys have a lot of, pent up anxiety, and they're really nervous, and they're almost scared of their own shadows, it seems, or they are very stressed out. Well, it's a lot like how a dog is. If a dog is, pinned in a small area, especially a sporting dog, they have very nervous, neurotic activities. They run around in real tight circles real fast. Well, what are they doing? They're trying to burn off excess energy. That excess energy has the same effect for men. We have too much energy. That's why little boys get in trouble in school, because we're trying to require a body in motion to sit still, and it's almost impossible for them to do. That's one reason why recess was even created, was so that they can burn that excess energy off, get that testosterone taken care of, lowered down, burnt off to a certain level, so that they can slow down and focus in on other activities that they need to do. Men were the same way. If we're having trouble being able to get projects done, we're antsy, we feel like we're being in a time crunch, get out, go run up and down a set of stairs for, 15, 20 minutes, and get the heart rate up, get the oxygen flowing in your lungs, get all that excess testosterone burnt up and out of your body, and you will actually feel better once you have it taken and once you have it burnt out. Not letting it just die off, but just letting it burn out. So you end up having, when you take care of your body and you are doing exercise and you're doing health, you actually get more testosterone, which is the best offset than trying to take some type of drug, which is just a quick fix that's not actually addressing the real problem, which is us guys are sitting on our asses all day. Another great and incredible benefit of health, making sure that you have a healthy body, that you're taking care of the man's body, is it helps you live longer. Now, it's no guarantee that you're going to live to 120, but you're going to live longer. If you're sitting still and have a sedentary lifestyle, well, you're probably going to die around 60, 70 years of age. While if you're up and you're active and you're running and you're taking care of yourself, you're eating right and all that, and you're treating your body as the temple that it is, guess what? You're going to probably live to be 80, 90 years old. There's a good chance you're going to live a lot longer than the proverbial 65 year mark. And one of the reasons why you'll live longer is because taking care of your body reduces stress. You can't be stressed and you don't have all that cortisol coursing through your system if you're taking care of yourself and you're exercising. Yeah, you're going to be stressed about stuff. Stresses are still going to come at you, but they're not going to affect you in this exact same way. You're not going to cause all those capillaries to shrink up because you've got so much blood pumping through your system. They can't constrict that much. So if you take care of yourself and you're exercising and you're working your body and you're loving yourself the way that, and showing yourself the respect that you deserve, then you're not going to be stressed out nearly as bad. You're going to have a clearer mind. So those problems and 5 alarm fires that are coming at your way, you're going to be able to just bat them out of the way with out of your mind in such an easy, a lot less effort. And so you don't have to stress, and you won't stress nearly as much if you take care of yourself, if you eat the proper foods and exercise. Now, exercise proves two things, and these are the last 2 points that I wanted to make here. The first one is that it proves to you that hard work is worth it. And now, when it comes to hard work, a lot of us guys shy away from, oh, God, really? I don't want to have to do all this extra work. We avoid it. It's uncomfortable. We don't want to do the work. But if we do the work, there are a lot of great benefits that come about from that. And one, to be able to actually get that hard work done, we have to understand why it's worth it. And exercise does that, because it's not an instant fix, but going through and doing the hard work, you won't, that first day you go to start working out and you're 60 pounds overweight like I am, you go and start lifting weights. Well, when you get done, you're not going to have the body of Adonis to start with. But, 6 months, year, 2 years down the road, you may all of a sudden walk past a mirror and go, oh, wow, I've got pectoral muscles. I don't have boobs anymore. These are actual chest muscles. This is great. Hey, where did this bicep come? I've got some gun. You're going to see the work. Work will show itself. It's not instant, but you have to do the hard work to be able to get into a physically fit mode. So doing exercise, taking care of your body, shows you that the hard work is actually worth it. And it sets that line of thinking up in your mind. And the last one is that discomfort is not going to kill you. And that actually it just makes you stronger. And quite literally, the discomfort of like you're sitting there doing squats for the first time. You may, do several reps of squats, and then the next day you try to put on your pants, and oh my gosh, you think you're gonna die. Your joints are achy. You can't even touch your thigh muscle without someone feeling like someone's taking a nail and driving it through your thigh. And why is that? Because you've got what's called delayed onset muscle soreness. That is where you have actually stressed your muscles to the point to where they've failed. You've taken failure. You've hit to the point of failure. And now your body is trying to clean up the mess that you made. It's dragging away all the destroyed leg muscles, and they're getting that all cleared out so they can build some in and add some more so that that doesn't happen again. So you get discomfort, but because you're going through that discomfort, you actually wind up with stronger leg muscles, stronger arm muscles, stronger back muscles, chest muscles, and you become stronger as a person in spiritual form. Also, you see and you become more rugged. You have more grit, which is something all us men truly deep down want. We want to be known as the rugged man. We see Davy Crockett and we think about the glories that he faced, and him and Daniel Boone and all the other great men of the frontier. So you want to get uncomfortable. And to do that, I'm actually going to be joining up on doing a challenge, and it's a 75-day challenge. This is going to be interesting because the moment I decided to do this and press the button to sign up, my mind all of a sudden started ratting off all these different, well, you can't do this. You're not going to be able to complete that. Oh my God, you know what they're actually asking for? And it's a whole series of different things that it's not even a whole bunch of different series of things that you have to worry about. It's just a set of challenges that you have to do every day. And this is called the 75 Hard Challenge. This is by Andy Frisella. And it is very simple. There are 5 objectives you've got to complete every day. And you do this for 75 days straight. Now, if you miss a day, guess what? You start from day 1 again, not pick up where you left off, from day 1. So the first is you have to follow a diet. I'm I'm going to be failing for a couple days until I figure out what diet I actually want. But doesn't mean I'm not going to be taking a swing at it every day. I'm not sure what type of diet. I'm going to actually listen to his podcast about Andy Friselis's Real AF is, I think episode number 14 is about the 75 hard challenge. And so he goes into a lot of detail there. So I'm actually going to be looking at that and seeing what he suggests. But anyhow, the whole series of there's 6 challenges you have to do every day. First is follow a diet. Do two 45-minute workouts. That one's where my mind keeps going, yeah, dude, you ain't going to be able to do that. You keep making up excuses. No alcohol or cheat meals. All right. That one's going to be a problem for some folks. The cheat meal, yeah, that one, especially if you're on a diet that's on a prescribed diet, that one's going to be a tough one and could be a big tripping hazard. No alcohol, okay. I don't drink all that often anyhow, so that's not going to be a problem. Take a progress picture, well, okay. And there's reasons for that. You all of a sudden you start seeing that, holy smokes, I've lost, I don't have that gut anymore. Drink 4 liters of water or 1 gallon of water a day. That's a lot of water. I drink a lot of water, but that's a lot of water. And then read 10 pages of a self-help book. That one, a lot of guys can also trip up on, but I get that. I've got several self-help books that I can read that are 10 pages at a whack. So anyhow, you do that every day, 75 days. You follow your diet, do an hour and a half of exercise. You no alcohol, no cheat meals, take a progress picture, drink a gallon of water, and read 10 pages. Do that, and everybody who has done it has shown amazing progress with themselves. So this actually does several great things because the big one being that you're taking care of your body. You're getting the water. You're flushing out all the crap that's in your system. You're taking progress pictures so that you're documenting, your progress. You're showing yourself that you don't have to lean on a substance to get through the tough parts. And so that's why there's no alcohol, no cheat meals. 45-minute workout. Well, get yourself moving. Again, you're taking care of your body. You're showing yourself that you love yourself and following a diet now. And that is more than just go eat whatever you want. I'm sure it probably means something like do a keto style diet or, something or a prescribed type of diet. So like I said, don't have a whole lot of information on that as of yet, but I will be finding that out. But I'm going to be doing that. If you would like to join me on doing that 75 hard challenge, you can shoot an email over to me over at brian@relaxedmale.com and say, hey, dude, I'd like to join you and hold each other accountable. We'll just do a little impromptu group. And I'm going to be posting up my daily picture and show people that, hey, I'm doing this. And this will be over on the Relaxed Male Instagram site. And we're going to start getting people may think that I'm being vain because I'm throwing more pictures of myself on there. But with the hashtag 75 hard, I think it will all understand. Those who understand will understand, and they'll get what's going on. So anyhow, guys, that's what we have. We're just going just a hair bit long, but that's absolutely okay. So if you have any questions, comments, want to leave a question, have a question answered on the show, again, go to brian@relaxedmale.com. That's Brian with a Y. If you have liked the show, please subscribe. That way you can get every new episode that comes out every Thursday, and it'll be sitting on your phone or tablet or whatever it is you listen to the podcasts on. They'll be sitting on there, waiting, and I can't talk. Willing and waiting for you to turn on your podcatcher, and I have abilities for you to download from any of the different podcatchers out there, Pocket Cast or Overcast or Castro or any of those other types. And you can do that by going over to relaxedmail.com/subscribe. That'll take you over to the subscribe page. And just as easy as a single click and click subscribe. If you are listening to this on an iPhone and listen through the podcast app, please go over to the Apple Podcast app and rate and review. It's not that it helps me so much on getting up with the ratings, but if you click, unless you click subscribe, then that does a great job of getting me up in the ratings. But clicking the rate and review just gives everybody the notice of, hey, this is what I think of the show. And there's quite a few 5-star reviews, quite a few 4-star reviews. Heck, there might be even a couple 1-star reviews. Just letting people know. It gives me the social proof that, or tells people and gives them the social proof that this is a podcast that's still going, still active, and still is relevant and is helping me out and in accomplishing the things that I want to accomplish. If you don't have an iPhone or you don't listen through the Apple Podcast app, that's just fine also. Go over to podchaser.com, and actually you can go to relaxedmail.com/podchaser. I get it right one day. And that will take you over to the Podchaser page for Relaxed Mail. And there you can leave a rating and review, and that will also help people to be able to find me there. So, and that page, that site itself, Podchaser, is probably one of my favorite podcast websites out there. They are kind of trying to be the IMDb of podcasts, and they're just nailing it. So I enjoy it. A great way. A lot of different apps are starting to kind of link into them. Hopefully we get more. So, but anyhow, with that, I'm kind of yammering. Guys, I thank you very much for listening. Y'all have a great and wonderful rest of the week. Till then, love yourself. Be kind to yourself. And we'll see you next week. Bye.